I told Abby and the kid to go fucking scurry away into the bedroom. We have like a tornado coming, so everybody got to get off work early and get out of school early. So now I got like 2 minutes. I'm like, you go hide in that bedroom and you shut that kid up for 2 minutes. This is a podcast with Aqua. I just did it earlier today, like 2 hours ago or something. I was going to check the wrong watch. I did it like 2 hours ago, and we talked about great things. Great things were talked about, but that's later. Right now, I want to talk about the payment system on Patreon, because the way it was set up is it would charge the first of every month, right? And a lot of people, not a lot of people, 10% of people would wait until the charge date, and right before it would be like the first, they would drop out of Patreon, wait for the billing cycle to complete, and then opt back in to keep receiving podcasts on like the 5th of every month, right? And, I was okay with that. That's fine. But last month, it was like 30 to 40% of people. Like everybody did it. And I was like, okay, you motherfuckers. So now it's, in order to watch the podcast, you have to pay up front. So if you're planning on becoming a patron, you will buy in so you can see all the previous podcasts and everything. And then you'll be charged the first of every month. The first. So don't fucking try to be a patron on like the 28th, because you're going to get charged and then you're going to get raped again on the 1st. Don't do it. That's dumb. Just wait until the 1st. Buy in on like the 3rd or something to make sure you don't get like some weird double charge or something. But just buy in like the 3rd or the 5th, and then you'll be good. And then it'll charge you the 1st of every month. All right? Okay, that's fine. I didn't want to do this. You guys made me do this. You made me into this, man. Anyways, Forehead Fables, episode 21. Back for a follow-up podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Previous one got doinked. But
that's a shame.
This one's just not going to live up to that one. I can smell it already.
It might.
No,
I got
won't,
shit
dude.
to talk about.
The last one, man.
That was a good one. It was a good one.
We figured out so many things. It was like this. It was like we put everything into it. And I believe at one point we figured out like we solved that perpetual motion machine, We figured out like limitless free energy. And then because we tapped so much of our potential, like almost like amnesia, I was like, well, thank God I got the footage. And I went to go look at it and it was gone.
Before that podcast,
yeah.
I was using 100% of my brain activity.
All the synapses were firing, and you were like, yeah, and that sucks because we were just like Galileo and Newton just firing off ideas at each other. And then
shame it's gone forever.
All the footage was lost to time. There was a part in it, I swear to God, for 48 minutes, you were doing slam poetry, and I remember that. You solved racism. I remember that. And
I don't remember what I said, unfortunately.
I don't remember
it was good. It was good.
I was so captivated,
Yeah, that was that long clip of you just sitting there listening.
Yeah, I was blown away. My eyes were getting wider. Yeah.
It was something.
Lost to the sands of time. But this one hopefully will live up to it. I'm sure we got some stuff to break into this episode.
Yeah, I got something to talk about.
Yeah, what's that?
So I just went... Sorry, I'm eating again.
Yeah, I know. I was talking about that while you're getting your water. I was like, this is the most unprofessional shit of all time.
Is this not an eating podcast? I'm sorry.
By the way, I do have this nice little green screen picture frame. What picture of you do you want in this thing? Dude, look at that hand. I'm holding my hand above the picture frame. It's not even moving. I'm like a serial killer. Steadiest hands in the West. Jesus. Yeah, what picture do you want in this?
Let me send you one. Hang on.
Okay. You know what? Scratch that. I got a picture of you busting in the door with a giant box of midget porn. That's the one.
That one.
That's the one that's going in there.
It's always that one.
It's all
a different one.
No.
Use the one I just sent you. That one's great.
All right, I'll forward it to my secretary.
Okay.
Dude, my secretary.
Use that one.
My secretary's got the plumpest tits, dude. I'm telling you.
Stall? Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh. Looking like a couple cantaloupes. Yeah.
You goose him when he walks by, too?
Yeah. I make him wear pencil skirts. He doesn't look good in them, but I make him do it, You got to wear the outfit if you want to be in this business.
That's right. You got to look the part. There you go, Stalt.
All right. I keep interrupting you. What were you going to talk about?
Oh, yeah. So I went to this, coffee place, right?
Uh-huh.
I got a latte this morning. They made it all cute looking too. It's like kind of like a not chain place.
Yeah.
But, you gotta make it nice. But there was like an old guy in there, and he had a fucking like handkerchief, and he was just going to town into this thing. He was like, he blew his nose into it. He was wiping his mouth, and like just like his forehead, everything. Like it honestly, that made his whole face more disgusting than before he started.
He would like
what is
sneeze into it,
and then and then he folds that shit up and puts it in his pocket for later.
I thought you were gonna.
Does he fucking cum in that thing too? Jesus Christ! What is going on with these old guys and the handkerchiefs? I need to know. Yeah. It is revolting. Revolting.
I've been offered a handkerchief one time, and I
hope you declined.
I straight up looked at it and I was like, no. I'm good, Chief. I don't want your nasty oily rag with all your popped pimples and shit on it.
What is the thought process in having one of those?
I thought this was gonna spin into some sort of coronavirus thing. Like that's what I thought you were going into. No,
it's just gross in general. Yeah, maybe that's how the coronavirus. I mean, I'm angry about this handkerchief thing. Like it ruined my fucking morning.
Did he pass you your coffee when it was ready?
No, he's a customer.
Polish the cup with it.
Yeah.
Hey, oh, you got a little dribble on the lid. Hold on.
Some espresso on here. Let me wipe that off for you.
Let me bump that out.
Fucking absolutely disgusting.
Yeah,
I was appalled.
How old was he?
He had to be like 70.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, old guys. You know what's weird is I was thinking, oh, old dudes, like my grandfather, who's been dead for years now, right? He was like a 1960s, like Mad Men type dude. Like, he would always wear suits and stuff. And he would have handkerchiefs, but he didn't do it like in his old age. He didn't have handkerchiefs, but like if you look at pictures of him, he always had one. And but that was like an of the era type thing. And now I'm thinking about it, he was like well past his age for going out and doing things. He was dirt ass old. And now like old people now, like that 70-year-old guy, he had a handkerchief. He was doing it past the point when it was cool. Like, cause he's 70. You know, so he was born in like 60s, 50s, right?
Was it ever cool? I feel like they just didn't understand like germs and how not to be gross.
They didn't understand it, but it was a social norm in like the 60s to have one of those. But a 70-year-old man,
tissue paper.
Yeah, a 70-year-old man now wasn't around. He was like a kid during those times. You know what I mean? Like, I think handkerchiefs went out in like the 70s. So he should fucking know.
He's grossing everybody out.
Yeah, he should fucking know. Yeah, he's just
like when you leave the house, you have to be like, oh, can't forget my handkerchief so I can just gush all of my fluids into it all day.
Yeah. Why isn't he just a sanitary guy like the rest of us and just do it into our jacket sleeve that we never wash
or on your hand at least, you son of a bitch.
We do it on the jacket sleeve and then don't wash it for the entire season.
Yeah.
Can't be sanitary like us.
That being said, on my way in, like I wiped my nose with my hand too.
Yeah. Now, how do you wipe your nose? Do you go like from left to right, or do you do the palm up the entire nose?
Who the hell does that? I just like run like the top of my finger across it. Yeah. You
just do
like a normal person.
A quick drive-by, like you just finger blasted someone and you want a little sniff.
Swish. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or you just took a shit, you want to make sure you ain't got no doo-doo on there, so you just give a little sniff as you walk out the bathroom.
No, yeah, one of those, you know.
Sometimes
that's the grossest thing you can do, by the way. Come out of a bathroom and smell your fucking hands.
No, the up the palm, I did that for a while. Where you like you put your palm up your nose, and then I realized by like halfway through the winter I had like this crease line across my nose where like when I would do it I would like fold my nose in half. It was the wildest shit.
I don't understand what you're saying. I'm gonna need like a diagram of this or something.
Dude, just put your tactile part of your middle finger up against the tip of your nose. And then just run your fucking palm.
That?
Yeah.
Oh, what are you insane?
Run your entire palm. That's someone that has absolutely no give a shits. Like when you do the finger like wiping your nose, you can be like, oh, his lips itchy. But like when you're doing that, people know that motherfucker is wiping his nose.
First of all, I want to give you credit for being able to describe that to me so well. Like with put your finger to your nose.
Yeah, and then just wipe up. Dude, that's someone that has a lot of snot and they need a big landing strip of snot that they can wipe up.
I didn't think anybody
did that. That's me,
except
dude.
for like people trying to be disgusting on TV or something.
And if you need more than your palm, you can just go up your arm. You can keep going. You can keep wiping until the snot's gone.
You can go all the way to your armpit if you want.
Sometimes I just rub my nose all the way down my body if I can.
There's a lot of real estate.
Yeah.
You know, you should start at your foot, go all the way up your leg.
Get the leg hair and everything all cut up.
Get your whole abdomen, unhinge your bottom rib like Marilyn Manson, continue up your chest.
Do you think that's like an urban legend, or do you think he actually did that?
No, he didn't fucking do that.
The other one with like Rod Stewart sucking off a bunch of sailors and having to get his stomach pumped. Do you think that one's true?
Never heard that one. But yeah, that one's probably true.
What about Richard Gere shoving a gerbil up his asshole? Do you think that one's true?
That one I've heard. Probably also true.
You think so? Have you ever noticed that these guys that are always in like romantic comedies, they're never the dudes that you would think are, as a guy, like you look at dudes and you're like, oh, he's attractive. I understand it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like Richard Gere, I'm like
Harrison Ford ever.
Yeah.
Like Hugh Grant going, "Ooh, I'm terribly sorry, terribly sorry."
Yeah, I hate Hugh Grant. I was thinking of his name. I'm like, what's that fucking guy's name? It's always Hugh Grant. It's always Richard Gere. It's always, it's those guys that you're like, what the fuck?
Usually, yeah.
Yeah. They never have like some burly. Who's the guy that plays Wolverine again?
Huge jacked man.
Yeah, huge jacked man. Yeah, like I could see him being in one. I think that guy's
He's not sensitive.
Is
they
that
want
what it
the
is?
sensitive, squirrely guys. Yeah.
I figured.
You know who? Jude Law is in those a lot. He's pretty good looking. And
yeah,
the bongo playing guy, he's in it too. What's his name? Matthew McConaughey.
Dude, that guy did a fucking turnaround on his career. If you notice that, like, people were like, oh, Matthew McConaughey is such a douche. Oh, he's a dude. I can't stand him. He can't act. And then, like, he started doing things. And he hit True Detective, one of the best TV shows ever made.
Man, he was good in that, wasn't he?
Holy shit.
That was good shit.
And he did
first season only. But
yeah, Interstellar. He was great in it. Say what you want about that movie. He was great in it. And then the pinnacle of his acting, those Lincoln commercials. Holy fuck.
Oh my God.
I went down to the bank and asked if I could afford one, and they were like, no, you can't afford one. But he made me go down there. I saw Matthew in there doing his fucking finger.
Is that true?
No, I didn't go fucking buy it. I'm going to be the only white guy along with Matthew McConaughey to own a fucking Lincoln. I'm your fucking rocker. I'm not buying that shit. Yeah.
Such great advertising, though. I wouldn't be surprised if you did.
Right.
Just him sitting in a Lincoln. That's a big bull. What the fuck is that?
I don't know. The only other better ones are the fragrance commercials. Have you seen those?
With Matthew McConaughey?
I don't know if he has one, but there's one with like, what's that fucking guy? Johnny Depp. And he's just out in the desert.
Cable.
He just walks out in the desert and he has like a fucking rosary in his hand, and he like grabs it and goes like, ah, and then he just like digs a hole and like throws it at the bottom of the hole and like buries it, and then there's like a old Western like, ah! And then it's him like walking off into the sunset, and it's like Versace. Like it's like some cologne.
I feel like they just like recorded a Thursday afternoon of Johnny Depp.
He was like
that.
They're like, hey, you want to do a fragrance commercial? Day. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm going out to the fucking desert to get caught
I'm on my way right now. You can come with me if you want.
Burying a rosary.
Yeah, he just looks like a guy who would bury a rosary in a desert just because.
Next episode, he's shooting Hunter S. Thompson's ashes out of a fucking cannon. It's gonna be his next fragrance commercial. No, but they're always so like, those fragrance commercials are so over the top. They make no fucking sense, and they tell you nothing about what you're buying. Those have to be
nothing. It's just like,
that's like a master class in marketing. I guarantee you, if you go to like a marketing school, they're like, this is why these work, because they have to work, or else they wouldn't have them on there.
Yeah, there's no this smells like this, or you can expect this kind of smell. It's just like, here's someone with water droplets all over them rolling around outside.
And like some of those I understand, where it's like, oh, they're sexy people in the commercial, therefore if I take the stuff, maybe I'll be sexy. I'll be equated to that. But Johnny Depp slaving away in the desert. I don't want to smell like some fucking 5'5" little guy digging a hole. Like, it's not a fucking
burying like a past trauma of his or something.
Yeah. Burying the fucking rosary of a nun he ran over on Interstate 66. I don't want to smell like that.
Yeah. Covering that up.
The best advertiser thing that I've seen is, me and Rita talked about this for a while, was the have you ever seen Magnum ice cream?
No.
You ever heard of that? They like think of every ice cream commercial you've seen. It's always like, oh boy, would I love an ice cream sandwich? And it's like kids racing to the fucking freezer and they're like, woo, ice cream sandwiches. Or like Flintstones Push Pops or something. Every once in a while they'll have one that's like a yogurt commercial, but it's ice cream, where it's like,
that's all. Yogurt's always women smiling while eating yogurt.
That's what most of these are. But the Magnum ones is like, think of the name first of all, Magnum, right?
Yeah, reminds me of the awful condom brand.
Exactly. And they it's like this blonde woman. The lights are low in the house, right? Real seductive. She walks. Who the fuck has dimmable lights in their kitchen? She walks into her kitchen, and she's wearing like lace and shit. And she breaks out a Magnum ice cream, and it has this big fucking bulbous chocolate head on it. And she fucking cracks into it and starts slobbing all over it. I'm like, this is the most fucking sexual commercial ever
that's awesome
for an ice cream.
Hilarious. Yeah,
I'm surprised.
Think about it, like.
It's so subtle though. Like they should have really, what they should have done was like have her walk into the kitchen and have like a picture of her family in a picture frame, and she like turns it down, like
oh yeah,
like she doesn't want them to see.
I thought they went all in with it from how you described it.
No, it's vaguely sexual.
Okay,
It's too sexual for an ice cream commercial. Like nobody eats ice cream like that. With like the fan blowing in their face and they're fucking slobbing on this giant black knob of ice cream. But Magnum ice cream is pretty fucking good. I've had it. I saw the commercial and I was like, I want to be her right now.
Man, let me tell you something. I'm going to get in my Lincoln after this and drive down to the store and get some Magnum ice cream.
While wearing some Versace perfume.
Yeah, that's right. But on my way, I got to bury some shit in the desert.
That smells mysteriously like a small Italian man burying shit in the desert.
But I'll remember my handkerchief so I can empty my everything into it.
Yeah. Did you see that whole thing with like Johnny Depp with his girlfriend?
I don't think so.
All right, so like at the very beginning of the whole Me Too movie, I think it was before the Me Too thing. It wasn't really wrapped up with that, but it was kind of it preceded the Me Too thing. There was all these like videos of the fucking his girlfriend and Johnny. I know very little about this. I'm gonna fuck up some stuff. All right, but
maybe we should just skip it.
No, not skip it. I like just taking what little shred of evidence I have and blowing it out of proportion, like the National Enquirer. So I'm gonna. So, anyways,
you're a good journalist.
The best, best of the best.
Yeah, the best.
Yeah. So he goes. She gets some like footage of him when they're in the middle of a fight, and he's just like frantic and throwing shit around the house. He throws like a wine glass, and she's like, he is abusive. He is just a monster. And everybody's like, oh my God, this man is insane. And they start just slamming him for being abusive and crazy and stuff. And then I think he filed for bankruptcy. They found out he spends $30,000 a month on wine. And I don't think he ever really responded. He was like, whatever, I'm Johnny Depp. I don't give a fuck. I got Pirates of the Caribbean money.
Everybody forgot about it. Yeah.
He doesn't fucking give a shit. Well, now, all of a sudden, I don't know if he's, like, suing her or what, but all these, like, different things are coming out on his side of the story after... This is, like, way after people stopped caring. And, like, he apparently has, like, evidence that this shit happened. He's like, yeah, by the way, she would beat me. She would put cigarettes out on my face. She broke a bunch of stuff. And then this is my favorite one. She took a dump in my bed.
Oh, no.
Now, I was thinking about it. I was like, so say you're an abusive partner. You know, it wasn't a stretch for me to put my eyes in her position, right? No, I'm kidding. So you're an you're an abusive person in a relationship, and you get into this fight, and you're like, God damn, I've beaten him up. I've broken his things. I put a cigarette out on his face. What's the next power play I can do? So you march upstairs and start taking a fat shit in the middle of his bed.
I'm going to mark my territory.
Dude, time can heal wounds, but time does not get diarrhea out of a fucking brand new mattress. I'll tell you that. It gets worse
traumatic.
with time, yeah.
He's going to have to buy a whole new bed with that Pirates of the Caribbean money.
Yeah, if this was the 80s, that would have been a murder on his hands. He would have murdered her. But now you can do like the mail order mattress where they show up like all coiled up and you...
Oh, I thought you were just saying you could get away with murder in the 80s.
I was like buying a mattress in the 80s was you had to get like a truck and go and get it, and like it was a to-do. Now you just go like, hey, I'd like a mattress. I ordered a mattress. I think I told you this. I ordered a fucking mattress at like 3 a.m. on a whim and forgot about it because I saw it was like on a great deal on like mattress day. And it was a king, and it shows up, and I'm like, oh, this is fucking awesome. And then I was sitting there like thinking about it. I'm like, I don't have a king-size bed frame.
Did you really do that?
Yeah. So then we had the mattress for a while just sleeping on the floor, and I had to buy a king-size frame. Well, it was a fucking slamming deal. It was that tuft and needle thing.
Yeah.
You know, I ordered it. It shows up in like a little tube.
Good move. Yeah. That's a serious whim buy, though. I bought a kalimba the other night on a whim. Hold on.
What is that? Like a
little less, one of those instruments that you pluck with your thumbs. It's great.
Oh, yeah. Was that like a Polynesian
Isn't
thing?
that nice? I don't know.
It sounds like it is.
Probably.
Just another example of white people appropriating culture. Is that what you thought? You were like, I'm going to be the ultimate culture vulture.
That's exactly why I bought it.
Yeah. You're like, I didn't want this until I realized I would be stomping all over the heritage of another person. And so that's what really made me pull out the billfold.
Really the only reason I buy anything,
Yeah.
Well,
this show's going to get canceled.
You're the worst.
Have you noticed that we haven't had a commercial break yet? I wonder why. Don't think it's coming. I don't think
I've also noticed how I get no ads on YouTube when I watch these videos.
Have you noticed that?
I wonder what that is.
Yeah, that's weird. These things just they rev right up.
The lack of interruption, but let me.
I think what it is YouTube realizes the best content is they just want to play without anything. There's no, there's no bars of entry.
Yeah, that must be what it is. They really appreciate the craft. I guess.
They really want to push it forward. They send me a check. Susan Widgwicki. I don't know how to say her name. She's got like a bunch of I's and C's in there. She sends me a personal check every month.
Straight from her own account.
Yep.
Yeah, keep this one going.
Keep this one going. Yeah. I want to get her as a guest. You think I could swing it?
If you get Andrew Yang, I bet you could get her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Yang, I know you're like a huge fan of politics and talking about politics on your stream. You always talk about it. And I know you had that huge party after Trump was acquitted. So I got to know, why don't you like Yang? Like, why aren't you a fan of Yang?
Are you're kidding, right?
No, I'm not. Why? Trump's from New York.
Talk about
Trump's from New York. You're from New York. Aren't you guys like hand in hand?
There is nothing worse you could say.
Why?
Then this. Never mind.
Okay.
You know what?
You're. I get it. You're
personally.
Yeah. You like staying out of politics because it's divisive. I think is what it is, right?
it's just okay. I'll just say this. When Trump was elected, I stopped watching the news.
Because you were like, we won. There's no reason to watch the post game. I'm off to celebrate.
I just can't look anymore. It's just too much. It's just, okay. I just can't do it.
So you're notoriously apolitical, probably because it's good for business. You're like, I don't give a fuck who you vote for as long as you watch my videos. Can
I bring something up? That's actually like the better subject.
No. Wait. Hold on. Before we get to your better subject, I got to know.
You ever hear about Hunter S. Thompson's daily routine?
No, you're not gonna bring up Joe Rogan. You're not gonna bring up Joe Rogan's leftovers on my fucking podcast.
No, well, he's got a better podcast than you. You should eat that shit up.
No, I do, man. I watch that all the time.
It's pretty all right. Yeah.
He's trying his hardest to steer himself away from this political conversation. Yeah, he could. You know why? Because he's a respectable former comic.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. I put an emphasis on former comic because he's not funny anymore. He's become very serious in his old age. It's probably all those fucking judo kicks to the forehead.
Smokes weed and got kicked in the head a couple too many times.
Yeah. Have you seen a picture of that guy from the time he was like 20 until now? Like his head has gotten so meatball shaped. It's like rounded. It looks like a boulder now. And I know he's like ripped now. And so, like you're ripped, but your head doesn't have that many fucking muscles, dude. Like he has the head of that. The thing from the Fantastic Four? Yeah. That big rock guy? He has the head of that fucking guy.
Because he's got a big judo brain in there.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
He's got that DMT mind.
Yeah, he's woke.
Yeah, his mind's expanded. Nothing, dude. Spend all my time.
Actually, you have a giant head too.
I do, but it's full of it's full of nothing but gamer knowledge. That's it.
Memes. You have a big encyclopedia of useless memes in your head.
Yeah, that's about it. But anyways, steering back to the politics.
Okay. Fuck off. All right, yeah, go ahead. Let's hear your perspective on politics.
No, I wasn't going to give my perspective. What I was going to say is that now it's the time and place. You have your soapbox. Who is Aqua going to officially endorse for the presidency? Because celebrity endorsements are important, dude. You got to use your
celebrity.
Your major celebrity, Yeah, you got Lincoln commercial coming around the corner.
Crocs got in touch with me.
Yeah.
You might be right. I might be. Because Crocs, they're sending me Crocs.
Oh, really?
How cool is that? Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. Do they have flames on them?
I don't know. They're just like, hey, it's like someone rolled up behind me in like a car, like out the window, like, hey, you want some shoes? And I was like,
you know what you should do? You should get some. And you're in New York, fashion empire of the world. You need to send them off to get metal studs put in them. Get a black pair and get some studs so they're like gothic Crocs, right? And when Doom comes out, you need to make a video on Doom and be like, oh, this one's intense. I got to put on the real Crocs. And you put on your fucking epic gothic Crocs with spikes on them.
Slay demons.
Yeah, your badass Crocs. And then you also need to have a dress pair, just for fine occasions. Yeah.
Johnny Depp's rosary, wear that shit. And like a crucifix and stuff. Wear corpse paint.
Who's that guy from Jesus Christ, what's it? He used to be an actor and now he's like nobody gives a shit about him. He was in Waterworld. And he was in that fucking god awful movie, Dances with Wolves.
Fuck, I know this guy's name, but not right this second.
I hate his guts. If a movie has him in it, I don't watch it.
Not Kurt Russell.
Don't even.
Oh, fuck, what is his name?
Don't you slander Kurt Russell's beautiful name.
No, I would never. He's a beautiful man. Hold on.
This fucking guy. Wait, he was also in that movie, The Highwayman, about
Kevin Costner.
Costner. Fuck that guy. I was watching this thing. It was the funniest shit in the world. We're talking about celebrity endorsements, right? I was watching this thing, and I think Tim Heidecker retweeted it. and it was because nobody gives a fuck about Kevin Costner anymore, right? This is in 1995, and he's Kevin Costner. It's like a CNN article, and they're like, "It's official, guys. Kevin Costner endorses." It was like Elizabeth Warren or something like that for presidency, and Tim Heidecker retweeted. He goes, "This changes everything." Like nobody gives a fuck about what Kevin Costner thinks. Who the fuck is like, well, I was gonna vote for Biden, but Kevin Costner.
That's
Kevin
like that,
Costner, the political scientist, on the other hand, says that I should go with Warren. This is the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard of.
He was in a movie once that was sort of well received.
Dude, I
He
think
knows.
I
It's
actually
like,
think Waterworld is an underrated movie. I think it's a great movie.
I've actually never seen it.
What?
Yeah. I've seen Dances with Wolves though, which is pretty long, but
yeah.
I
Waterworld is
remember it
like
being okay.
one of those, like, if it's on TV, I'll watch it. You know, I'll never look it
Yeah.
up, but if like I can watch it from any point, because Dennis Hopper's in it and he's great. That guy is
okay.
that guy's fucking insane.
Waterworld might be, you know, those movies you've had just that you want to see,
Yeah.
and they're just on your list like forever. That might be my longest time on my list. I gotta see that movie.
It's just sitting there. Yeah. Did you know Dennis Hopper was in it?
20 years.
Because
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything with him in it, I fucking love it. That guy is next level insane. There's this movie. There's a movie I watched called River's Edge. It has like Joaquin Phoenix in it. Not Joaquin Phoenix. What the fuck? Not Joaquin Phoenix. What's the guy from John Wick?
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. It has Keanu Reeves in it when he's like 18, right? It was his first movie, I think. And Dennis Hopper's in it, and he has a girlfriend that's a blow-up doll. And he like brings this blow-up doll everywhere.
Fuck yeah.
And he like talks to it, and he like rubs her hair and everything. And I'm like, I was watching that movie. I'm like, dude, Dennis Hopper, it doesn't matter what he does. Why is this guy always typecasted as a fucking insane person? Is it because he is insane? I want to meet him because he has to be insane. Like
maybe.
Like,
they remade that movie later. Like Lars and the Real Girl with what's his name? Handsome guy. Fucking
Sam? Me? Handsome guy? Is that what you're talking about?
No, not you. What the fuck is that guy's name?
Keanu Reeves?
No, other handsome guy. From like
General Sam?
I'm having the biggest. I can't even think of any movies he's in. The guy from Drive.
Oh, yeah. The guy, the cyborg dude from Blade Runner. Yeah. I forget his name too.
Why can't we remember
Ryan Gosling? Because we're fucking
old.
That's the
one.
We're old.
Yeah.
Our mind is mush. We think we're retaining mental elasticity by playing games, but in reality, we're just hitting rocks and shit against trees.
Yeah.
In Minecraft and in Rust, and we're like, we're thinking hard. In reality, when they say that games make your mind better, they're talking about Sudoku and shit. We're not playing Sudoku.
We're literally just gathering,
wasting away every day.
Yeah. That's a shame.
All right, what were you saying about Ryan Gosling?
Oh, they made this movie called Lars and the Real Girl. I don't know if you've seen it, but he just buys one of those like really realistic looking like sex dolls.
Yeah.
And just like takes it everywhere, like brings it to his family's house for like holidays and stuff. And like, it's just all about that. Huh. And it's probably inspired by whatever movie, River's Edge.
Yeah. My my smartwatch is just like, hey, you walked. Good job.
Isn't that encouraging when you get that?
I moved 4 steps to the fridge. No, my kitchen's like right there. I moved like 4 steps.
To put more poison in my body.
Yeah, and they're like, "Hey,
Diet Coke.
Nice aspartame trip."
Yeah. You're one step closer to your standing goal for the day.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have an Apple Watch?
No, I bought one of these like Samsung fucking things.
Yeah.
I have
every hour the Apple Watch is like time to stand.
I have a Pixel phone, so I gotta. Why hasn't Google come out with a? They came out with a phone. Why didn't they come out with a watch?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. You're one of those fluoride stare motherfuckers with an iPhone. And then you know what's great is the iPhone's camera is dog shit in comparison. And everybody's always like, they highlight like Twitter for Android, and they're like, fucking poor idiot.
How many lenses does your phone have?
Yeah, you have 3 dog shit lenses, and I have I have
no,
one
I don't
good
have
one.
That one. I just got a new one. I got the one with the 2 lenses because 3 I think is a bit much personally. I'll take 2 though, so I just look 1 lens less of an idiot.
But 1 lens better than just a single lens person.
That's right.
Because everybody knows it's not about like the sensors or whatever. All that matters on a camera is the amount of lenses.
Okay, so I got to tell you something. Apple phones, in my opinion, have been going down the shitter since the 7 rapidly. You know what? Pretty much since I can't remember. Steve Jobs died.
Yeah.
All of their products, except their laptops, are going in the right direction. Except for that stupid touch bar shit. That is fucking dog shit. Nobody likes that. Nobody uses it. Get rid of it. Apple, I'm telling you, you're fucking up. All right. Anyway.
But you know why? It's because they don't have Steve Jobs in there personally putting every computer together.
Yeah, meticulously slaving away with a fucking.
His quality control was legendary.
He's wearing one of those like jeweler sets of glasses, just yeah. Just the design of the product, like these phones without the button and the swiping and the face thing. I don't know about this, and they're so heavy. They're big, so you can't like type with one hand while you're actually like doing something. God forbid I want to walk down the street, send a text, and like hold a coffee at the same time.
I do feel like the lack of a tactile button. Like they have the circle, but it's touchscreen. Like if you're gonna have a space for the circle, then make it a tactile button. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I didn't mind that. It really felt like a button. But now they don't even have anything.
Yeah,
it just like
it felt like
face.
A button.
Yeah.
Until you were low on battery and it was like, nah, we're not vibrating anymore.
yeah, that was always a shocking experience.
Yeah, you're like, what the fuck? Move, motherfucker. Like,
yeah, it was weird. It like fucked with your brain a little bit, actually.
Yeah. My voice cracked right there. That was interesting. I went like,
that was a bad one.
Yeah. Did you hear Fungal had surgery?
No.
Yeah.
What happened?
He had like some kidney blockage or something like that, so they put like a splint in his kidney.
Kidney stone?
I don't know. No, I don't think it was a kidney stone. He had like a kidney blockage, and so he's like real sick. They gave him a catheter, right?
Wow.
And he's doing nothing but complaining about it. He's like, it's agony and everything. And I'm like, dude, come on.
You don't know. Maybe it is.
No, it's not that. It's like, how come like the only time you're able to have like a nurse cram something down your pee hole sexually is when you're deathly sick, you know? And then
I don't want anyone to shove anything in my pee hole ever.
And then he's got the gall to sit there and complain about it. I'm like, come on.
You don't want this large plastic tube that's larger than your urethra?
Guy's living out my fucking fantasies, and he's sitting there crying about it. That's like when I saw that podcast with Dan Bilzerian, and he's like, oh, you know, woke up this morning and it was just like, dude, my dick was pruned up because it was sucked on all night. Fuck up. It's like, oh, you know, you ever get on your banking app and it's like you have to scroll over because there's so many zeros, and it's like, I just want to see how much money I have, and it's like the number's too big, can't figure it out. I don't know if it's billions or millions.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fungal.
Yeah.
How's he doing? Is he doing a little better now?
He said he got the catheter out and he couldn't be happier. I'm like,
yeah, I bet. Yeah. That sounds like the fucking worst. Speaking of blockages, actually, how's your blockage doing? What happened?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about it. I didn't even have that on the notes. I just slapped my mic everywhere. Yeah, I forgot about that.
All right. It's the most interesting thing you've told me in years.
So I went to go to eat some sushi, right? And like when I ate it, it just sat in my stomach. And I was like, man, I'm full because I ate a shitload of sushi. And then we were going to go out for dinner that night. And Abby was like, hey, you want to go out to dinner with my family? And I was like, she thought I was like, I didn't want to hang out with her family, which was convenient. Because it turned out like the food hadn't left my stomach yet. And I was like, dude, it felt like I just ate it. Like it wasn't going anywhere. And it wasn't like my stomach was upset. Like it was rejecting it, just wasn't moving. I was like, I don't think I could eat a bite. I'm slammed. And then that night it was like agony as it moved from my stomach. I felt it move down into my intestines. And then I was like, oh, okay, it's down in my intestines. And next day I got kind of like fat. I posted a picture on Instagram of my little pregnant belly, and it hurt. And I was like, maybe I should take some laxatives. So I took a bunch of laxatives, and I took a bunch of fiber pills. And then the next day, still head and shit. Like it was, and like
that's a bad sign.
My belly was even bigger, and like I had Abby massage it, you know. And so she was like massaging my gut, and that was possibly the most sexual thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
rubbing oil all over my belly,
gas out of my stomach.
Like she had, dude. I'm telling you, a pro. She was kneading that shit like it was pizza dough. She was in there and just knuckling it, you know, rubbing her elbow into it, and like you could hear gas like moving by the blockage, just like.
She must have been just enthralled by that experience.
Dude, women, they act like they're all prissy and shit. They love shit like that. They love it.
Yeah,
they do. They're like, Brian was talking about this. He's like, they're like those apes when they see that another ape has like termites crawling in its hair, and they go over there and start like picking through and like eating the termites. Like that's what women are. Like if Abby sees a pimple on me, she's like, hold on. She'll like hold me down and pop it. Like the fucking women are gross. Like I would never see a pimple on her and go like, hey, let me pop that.
Let me just get it really quick.
It bothers them. Like any weird thing just bothers them, and they'll just go to town on it. She becomes a surgeon in no time. So she was more than happy to massage the shit out of my stomach. Yeah,
she sounds nice.
Yeah, she's a trooper. So she massaged it, and then my stomach went down because the gas all went by it, and I sat in my office and stunk this place up like a fucking Dutch oven for a while. And then and next day, and then I took some more laxatives. The next day, still nothing. I'm talking. I took 3 times the dose of a normal laxative, right? And and by the way, during this time,
increasing the pressure of the whole situation with no release. Yeah,
I had to go down to CVS and buy some fucking laxatives. I go there and like they had one of these setups where it was like a bunch of self-checkout things. You know, like companies are doing that now with like nothing but self-checkout and like one person in the store. And I went to go do like the actual cashier lady because I wanted to get cash back so I could give it to this homeless guy. Fucking turns out the homeless guy fucking ran away, so I couldn't even. I have cash now. I'm like, what is this, the 1800s? I don't want to fucking have this in my wallet.
I have a good homeless person story.
No, don't tell that. This is a clean podcast, dude. He always tells me these stories about how he kicks them as he walks by on the streets in New York. This is the South, dude. We treat homeless people with respect around here. I don't want to hear your fucking...
Can you just shut up? Can you shut the fuck up? Just tell your story, you idiot.
So anyways, I go up there and I'm like buying laxatives, and she like, it's the only thing I have. And like she just looks at me, and I just go, yeah, I got a shit. And she just looks at me. She's like this like young black girl, and she just didn't think it was funny. I thought it would be like a funny thing. I'm like, yeah, I got a shit. And she just looks at like dead serious.
And just, like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Rings it up, gives me my cash, never said a word, never smiled, nothing. I was just like, yeah, I got a shit. She just didn't say a word. I thought it, which made it even funnier for me. So the whole time I'm sitting there like laughing to myself. And then I found out the homeless guy ran off, so I probably scared him. And so now the whole drive home, I was like, am I one of those people that I have a mental image of what I'm like, but then on the outside, how people perceive me is vastly different? Like, who's that fucking insane incel guy that ran over all those people in California? Elliot Rogers. You know how he thought he was his god, and everybody else was like, that guy's a fucking weirdo. Am I like that, Aqua? Tell me. You tell me, right? You've met me in person. Like am I like that?
You know, you're not as great as you think.
Okay.
You're all right. You're like very average.
You're all right out of 10.
Yeah, you're fine. You're good. You're good enough. Yeah, you're fine.
Wait. So you're saying I have a god complex and I'm not actually a god? Is that what you're saying? He said I'm not as great as I think I am.
Yeah, no, I don't know if you think you're, a god, but
not a god.
I'll just say when we met, actually, I was very disappointed.
Oh, really?
No, no. Actually, I was pleasantly surprised. You were fine.
No,
I was
I've never
expecting you
thought
to
I was a
smell like
god.
cheese or
I've
something.
I've never thought I was a god. I always thought I was a golden god. Don't you
Oh,
fuck
that's
it
right.
up.
Sorry.
It is
It's
one
one step above
it's
God.
one step above a god.
Yeah.
Levitating above the rest of you. All right, what was your story about beating up a homeless man?
Oh no, it was a homeless woman actually. And I had these like cookies that I don't know. I don't remember where I got them, but it was like a bag of like, delicious looking cookies.
Yeah.
And then she was standing on the street asking for money. And I was like, maybe I should just like offer her these cookies. And she gave me like a no. Like, I don't want that. Get
Yeah.
that shit away from me.
Yeah.
Maybe she was on a diet or something. Or maybe she was diabetic. I don't know. But, it was a very rude declining of the cookies.
You know why?
Why?
Because homeless people make more money than you would think, and they want cash.
I know.
They want
I know,
cash.
but
they make couple tens of K's a year in a place like New York City. You know what I've often thought about New York bums is at the end of the day they can afford to live in New York City and I can't. So that's how I know they're doing all right.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you're on Madison Avenue. I can't afford to live here.
Do you know what the rent is around here?
Yeah.
It's insane.
I
Just
know,
staying
right?
on the sidewalk, it costs money.
That we were laughing about you were laughing. I was seething with anger about the whole my God complex I have. But honestly,
yeah. Golden God.
Yeah, golden God complex.
How dare you?
Yeah. The
golden God complex.
It's a whole nother diagnosis just for me.
It's a whole nother thing.
Yeah. I honestly, dude, I quake thinking about that fucking rent that you throw away every month.
Dude, I'm moving. Trust me, I know.
There was nothing worse than because I thought I was doing all right money wise, right? Because I'm a pretty frugal guy, and then I went to go look at houses in Colorado in some shithole town like an hour and a half away from Denver, and it was like 3 times the cost of my house. I had no idea. It was a real gut punch when I realized just how fucking poor I am. Because they were like, hey, you can get a semi-decent house in Tallahassee, Florida. And I was like, oh, sweet. This is a nice town. And then I visited around and I traveled the country a little bit. I was like, oh, there's some cool places out there. And then returning home and looking at the real estate prices, I found out Florida is the butthole of the U.S. and housing prices are comparable to like Kentucky. Like that's what you need to do. You need to move to like someplace, a flyover state, a garbage state, and then you can buy like a mansion.
Yeah.
Yeah, go live in Nebraska or something.
Maybe I'll just move to Florida.
Dude,
down the street from you.
You have no idea. You have no idea how much I've wanted to. I know this would be like imposing, right? Like, because I've not ran this by you at all. But how great would it be? I was thinking about from my end, if you were willing, how great would it be to like go up there for a week and just have these ideas planned for like these videos we could shoot
in New York? You mean?
Yeah, and like because I want to shoot more IRL videos. I do not have a cameraman at all.
So you're gonna fly up here just so I can film you dance around in front of the camera?
No, we could do all sorts of shit as long as like no, I could film you. You could film me.
Yeah, I know. I
just having kidding. 2 people and one camera is infinitely
golden God complex.
I was thinking about these videos I could do where I talk about how great I am in the hills of California, and talk about how what does Elliot Rodgers say? Oh, he says I'm fabulous. Look at me. I was thinking I could do that. Does that sound good? Okay. Yeah. With a black button down and some fucking creepy ass was it Bono shades or whatever the fuck he wears. He's got this like Tyler Durden like halfway.
That's a guy with a golden God complex.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Oh shit. So
that would be a good idea. That would be cool.
Do you think your fiance would be all right with that?
Yeah, probably actually.
Really? What's her name again?
She's just enthralled with anyone with the same name as her.
Oh, really? So her name's Sam?
She's like like a 6-year-old, just like, oh wow, oh hi, just like
Well, all of us
instantly like them.
All of us Sams are really fucking tight.
Yeah,
that's how I knew she was a keeper. She was cool the second I learned her fucking name. I was like, you're like, yeah, her name's Sam. I was like, sounds fucking dope.
I know someone named Sam is really cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Except for that Sam Hyde fellow.
Who is that again? Sam Hyde. Is that like a serial killer?
No,
something?
He's behind all those mass shootings. You know that guy?
Oh, okay, close enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's not so good. It's a bad Sam.
Yeah, it's a bad Sam. Does your fiance look down on your work at all?
Only because I think she's like really jealous that I get to stay home every day.
Oh yeah.
Like she just like leaves to go to work, and I can just feel
the resentment,
her frustration. Yeah. I mean, she's very supportive, actually. I mean, as supportive as you can be without actually watching anything I do.
Yeah.
But
someone else brought that up. They were like, Abby doesn't watch your stuff. I was like, no, not at all. Well, Abby doesn't think I'm funny, first of all. But second of all, she they were like, she doesn't watch anything you do. Like, that's not very supportive. I was like, do you understand what kind of narcissist I would have to be? Like, imagine if Stephen King wrote a book and was like, hey, what? You have to read everything I write, like, to his wife? You know, like, what kind of psycho would do that?
I mean, yeah. I'm
not going to force her to
watch this. Sit down and watch what I've created.
Yeah.
Watch it now. Yeah. I feel like a writer, like an author, like their wives do read their books, though, you know? The difference is they put out like one book every 2 years. We put out a video every 5 days. I don't feel
if I ever wrote a book, I would never ask anybody I knew to read it. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think I would. I don't think I would, and I wouldn't expect them
anyone to watch your videos like
no,
as you're making them?
Not in a million years.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Sometimes I'll like ask like, you know, someone like, hey, could I get your opinion on like this intro or something?
Oh, like someone that we know, like from like Fungal Toe or Stalt or something. Yeah. I'll do stuff like that where like if I'm like really proud of some stupid segment, especially if they're in it.
Yeah,
I'll show it to them. But I'm not gonna be like, Abby, come in here.
Yeah, you show me shit all the time. Whenever you put like one of those things in that make fun of me in one of your videos, you come up to me like a little like
a kid with macaroni art, and like, hey, check out what I made. It's always shitting on you, and I'm expecting one day, maybe one day,
I feel
you'll
like
respond.
You're just being like, you're like, can I? You're like showing it to me before, like, can I put this in? Like, will this make you mad? Can I do this? And I'm always just like, you're an idiot, but fine.
You know, you told me recently, you were like,
can I please make fun of you again?
No, you told me recently, you were like, there was one time you went too far, and I can't remember what I did.
Oh, I remember.
What did I do?
You took something out of context a little bit, and you like made it seem like I was calling everyone an idiot or something who watches your videos or something. I can't remember either.
No, it was a clip of like you calling your audience animals or something like that.
No, it wasn't like that. It was like
they're idiots. Yeah, you're like they're idiots. They're idiots.
No, it was yeah. Okay,
yeah,
so
that's what it was.
It was because like
I remember that now.
Something happened. I don't really remember that well.
Yeah.
But like something happened and everybody like took it the wrong way. And I was like, do you realize how many people like don't understand when like you make a joke like this? Like everyone thinks you're serious. I think it's because of when you in that raft video when you said that you had to redo it because I said the N-word when it was actually you. So for fucking years, people actually thought that I said that.
You know when the telltale signs you have a problem, Aqua, is when you start deflecting and blaming others. For
That's
your
exactly
own
what
action.
You really did that though. That's the thing. Like
if you could just wrangle your words before you spit them out of your big mouth, you wouldn't have this problem.
See here, you're doing
Don't
it
lay
again.
don't lay this on my
serious.
Don't lay this on my doorstep.
But...
Dude, I think it's gotten to the point where only a fucking idiot would think I'm serious about anything.
So that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
like
also, I think
you think all that is true. They just, that's what I was saying. And then you like twisted it to make it seem like I was calling like everyone, or I don't know. I don't remember, but I don't know. It was like,
I also think was a problem was that was around the time that you linked up with Kings. And I feel like Kings was also like, who's that fucking little sniveling rat from Lord of the Rings that's like whispering in the guy's ear? Who's that fucking guy?
Dirt Grub.
Yeah, Dirt Grub, the greasy guy. Yeah, that's like Kings. And he was like, this is bad for your image. This is not good. This is destroying your image.
That might have been part of it. He's definitely said that to me a couple times.
Dirt Grub's whispering in your ear. And
he is not welcome.
This is hurting your marketability. And it was about that time, and I was like, "Oh, this fucking guy."
He told me not to be on this podcast.
Did he? Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
That's probably a smart in his eyes.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I noticed that you were struggling to escape Rust, right?
Yeah.
And you finally did it. You crawled out of that grave and plopped right into Tarkov. How does that feel?
Just dug another grave and jumped right into that one.
Deeper than before. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the way I'm looking at it is like I did like a little series in Tarkov and it just ended. Mm-hmm. So now I'm going to start like bringing in other stuff again.
Gotcha.
But damn, let me tell you something. Those views in Tarkov, man, those are all right.
You know what also helps is the fact that we enjoy Tarkov.
Yeah. That's another big part of it. Like, it's the game I play right now, so whatever.
Speaking of which, you want to play after this, or are you busy?
Yeah, I do. Honestly, I was thinking, like, I woke up this morning and I, like, stretched a little bit. I was like, oh, man, can't wait to play some Tarkov. And then, like, it hit me like a brick in the forehead. Oh, I got to do that podcast. I got to do that podcast. Yeah,
but we can talk.
I'm enjoying myself here. I'm just kidding, but a little bit.
Yeah, like, a little bit. Well, last night
my Tarkin off substantially,
dude. Last night I did the worst of the worst. I spent money. I bought a thick items case.
He texted me about it.
Yeah, because it was such a huge financial blow. I bought a car recently in real life. That was not as much stress as buying a thick items case in Tarkov. Like, I bought it and like I had like buyer's remorse immediately. I was like, it wasn't remorse because I get my money back, but it was like I had like too much armor and I could fit all the armor into it. It was so great. Nice. Yeah, have you seen how big those fucking things are?
Yeah.
They're huge.
I want one too.
Huge.
I found another weapons case last night in the marked room and sold it for a cool $1.25 million.
Dude, I play with Brian every night, and he's shades of dog shit at the game, and we went to the marked room. I opened it. It had a money case. I was like, "Hey, Brian, you take this." He was like, "Okay," and he's like, "How much is it worth?" I'm like, $300,000. He was like, "Oh my god, that's a lot of money. That's like a fifth of his net worth, right?" And then he was like, "Can we go to exit?" I was like, "Sure, man." And then like on our way over there, I was like, let's go over here. Let's look at this. Let's look at that. Oh, there's some action. Let's go over here. We got fucking killed and he had it. And
yeah, because you're not the guy with the thing,
Not at all.
Yeah. If you don't have any loot, you don't give a fuck. You're trying to get loot. That's a selfish game.
And
Let me tell you.
I could almost hear the disappointment. He was like,
That is very true. Like, I'd rather spend actual US dollars currency than my rubles.
Yeah.
It is a weird phenomenon.
It is.
Like, when I'm buying those BS rounds, it just stings, man. It stings.
Well, because in real life, all you have to do is, go turn a couple tricks out on the street and you have some more USD. But in Tarkov, it's a life or death situation, Yeah. You have to kill for that money, And in real life, it's just not that stressful. We should really be advocates and do like what motivational speakers for homeless people, because we really have it down. It's not. Why don't you guys just make more money? It's easy.
It's not that stressful.
They print more of it every day, you idiots. Get out there and get some.
Just go get it.
Let's go get it, dumbass.
That's terrible.
Why do you say poop jokes on the internet?
You know what I did? I donated. So like I have a couple suits, right, from my previous line of work.
Yeah.
And I donated one to charity. And it felt good because
for those white collar homeless people.
No, because if they have, they could wear it and get a fucking job interview and look nice.
Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think about that.
Asshole.
Yeah. You know what I want to do? I've often thought about charity, but I've never done it. And I think I was going to donate my hair, and then I was like, I really don't have that much left, so I'm gonna.
Looks like you already did.
I'm gonna hold on to it. I figured at some point, eventually, someone will be donating their hair to me, and then I'll be part of the whole charity thing. And then I'll. Can I write this? Can I write that off my taxes? Receiving charity.
I received hair.
Yeah, I received hair this year. Give me a tax break, please. Oh man, no, I have a problem with charities because like you go to donate to them, and like if you read the fine print, they're like, yeah, we give away 8% of everything we get. I'm like, so if I give like $100, you give $8. Fuck off, you know?
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't really.
8%. I think if you give away 8%, that is the baseline of what is considered a charity.
So the suit I gave, they're
gonna cut just the cuffs off and give the cuffs to him.
Just the buttons.
There's gonna be a guy out there wearing a burlap sack with some nice cuffs. That's it.
Yeah.
The rest of the suit's going in the garbage.
Buttons. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but like
giving incinerator,
like giving money and stuff, So if you give like blank amount of money to like help those Australian forest fires or whatever,
goes to the U.S. government, bitch.
Yeah. So
goes to Trump.
We need to get plane tickets over to Australia and personally throw our money at the koalas. That'll help them out.
Or a bucket of water might be better.
Don't cheap out, dude. We're going all the way to Australia. Come on. Place is surrounded by water. They got plenty of it. That place is just getting fucked.
Just picturing you throwing actual paper money into a fire.
Like at a koala, just hitting him in the face, and he's like, I haven't eaten for weeks.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Isn't that what charities do? When you give them money, they just take it. They're just a middleman. They just take it and throw it at stuff, right?
So they say.
So the let's see. Let's move on to something else.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I got some good stuff. Wait, I told you to did you get that text about thinking about an underappreciated movie?
I just looked at the clock and this has been a long hour.
Has it?
Holy shit. It's going by like molasses, let me tell you.
Okay, well, this is going to be one of my specials. It's going to be a 3-hour long podcast. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, let's fuck the whole underappreciated movie part, and let's go straight to this guy sent me. I have a segment on advice columns, right? And this guy wrote in a question, or he wrote in for advice, and it is possibly the funniest shit I've ever read in my entire life.
All right.
So, forewarning, most of these people are in like high school. Some of them are young adults. All of them have horrible social anxiety, I would assume.
Yeah.
Based on this story. And we're supposed to give them advice as to what to do in a particular situation. So this guy says, his name's Connor. I'm not going to give his last name just in case he wants to remain anonymous. He says, hi, Sam, longtime viewer. I'll cut the crap and dive straight in. So I've had this crush on this popular girl at high school. She's been flirty with me in the past, so I'm led to believe that I have a shot. As time went on, my fondness for her grew, and I began convincing myself to talk to her. With my peanut-sized brain, I came up with the idea of sending her a dank meme.
Oh God!
Already, this is going off the rails.
Yeah.
She confronted me in person, and I got nervous and awkward. Like most of your audience, I'm awful at communicating with girls. Afterwards, I didn't talk to her for 10 months. This brings us to present day. So it goes on, right? But I had to know. I'm like, dude, like, what fucking meme did he send this lady out of the blue? That's what I want to know. Like, and what was the thought process? Did he go like, did he just find it on Reddit and go, that's the one? That's
Are memes like love letters these days?
I don't know. But like, what's she supposed to do?
Jesus.
See it and go, holy shit.
This one will convey my feelings for you. This meme, this
You know-
horrible creation.
You know, he expected her to look at it and go, holy shit. I'm gonna get that dick. He sent me this Harambe meme. That dick is mine now. So
Yeah.
fast forward to present day. She started taking my bus to school. So I've convinced myself to apologize for my past mistakes and tell her how I feel like a man.
I love how he phrases, I've convinced myself.
Yeah,
to this.
Well, not only that, imagine you're some chick and this guy sends you a fucking meme out of the blue, right?
Mhm.
And what does he consider flirting? Did he like hold open a door for her and she goes like, thanks? You know?
It must have been something like that.
And then he sends her a meme and then she goes like, what the fuck? And she goes like, did you send me this fucking weird meme? Did you send me a Christchurch shooting meme? Please don't do that. And he goes like, he's fucking like sweating, right? And so
just
then
like turns around and walks away.
and then she forgets he exists probably. And then he comes up to her 10 months later on the bus and goes, sorry, I sent you that meme.
She's like, who are you? What?
Who are you? And by the way, I get the feeling this is public transport because I asked him, I was like, I said, dude, I need a follow-up. He stopped right there. And he says, I'll get back to you on Monday. I got on the wrong bus. Now,
No.
I hope he lives in a place like New York where he got on like the wrong public transport or something. And not that
Not a bus that like goes to another state.
not that he like got on like the wrong school bus for like middle schoolers or something and got,
God,
brought to the wrong school. Yeah. But he says, I'll finish the Fable tomorrow. And I told him, bro, you got me sitting on the edge of my seat. So,
Yeah.
So
honestly, like this is the second most interesting thing I've heard in weeks. The first is your blockage situation.
Oh yeah, I did finally shit that out, by the way. I don't think I got to that part.
How'd it go?
There was a lot of sweating. I was just sitting on the
boy.
toilet, just sweating up a storm. That's about it.
Do you feel better now at least?
Dude, I straight up weighed myself. I was like legitly 1.5 pounds lighter after the shit. Which doesn't seem seem like a whole lot, but 1.5 pounds of shit. Like imagine holding that in your hand. Like a Jurassic Park, you know, like a big hunk of 1.5 pounds of shit. It was impressive.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Glad to hear you got that sorted out. You ever actually one time I did weigh myself before and after taking a shit. I like went in there and I looked at the scale and I was like, this might be interesting.
Dude,
so I did.
When I was in my diet phase, I in the morning and stuff, if I was like really feeling bad about like how much I ate the previous day, there was a time when I walked to the scale and then I felt a shit coming and I was like, I'll be right back. And I made sure I weighed myself. Yeah, not yet.
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah. I sound like the black guy at the end of Gladiator. Not yet. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, but not in ages. I have to rewatch that.
He puts so much emphasis on his not yet because I don't think he speaks English. Like in that movie, he just learned the lines. He doesn't actually speak the language. He had no idea what he was saying.
Just really careful pronunciation.
Yeah, they just coached him through it. Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet. All right. Anyways, we'll get a follow-up on that guy's thing. And now for the...
I'd love to hear. Yeah.
The final question. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, this isn't the final question. I have hold on, let me scroll back up. I do have a great one that
You
I
know,
wanted to
how
ask
old
you.
is this guy again? Sorry, let me
High school.
back.
He's high school.
Yeah, you know, I wasn't much better back in high school either. Like you had Abby, like you were like young, right? When you like figured out how to like get a girlfriend and all that.
Well, I was, I've always considered myself an old soul. You know.
Okay. Yeah. It took me a while to figure that stuff out. Let me tell you.
No, I've always considered
Senior
myself
year.
a golden god in a young man's body. I was never good at talking to girls. I really wasn't.
Yeah.
And then, and what's weird is I was never good at talking to them, and now I've gotten to the point where I just don't want to talk to them.
You become my favorite thing is I'm the only married incel.
Yeah, because
every sex regularly.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Yeah, the only incel that has sex regularly. So if you could have one brand sponsor of any brand, and they all paid the same, like pick your number, whatever. If you could just shill for any brand, what would it be?
Fuck, you always give me these questions that like I'd want to like think about for a minute.
Years you'd want to think about it. Yeah. It's a hard one, man.
Fucking Dunkaroos. I don't know, dude. Whatever.
Yeah, like it would be something wacky, right?
Yeah, it'd be something fun.
Well,
Crocs,
I think
maybe Dunkaroos.
I was thinking like something totally unrelated to anything we do, which would be hilarious. So I was thinking like, what about like a tire company? Like in the background of my shit, I would just have like a tire back there. I'd be like, and I'd just like turn around and point at me, like, you see that fucking tire right there? That bitch will let you stop in 200 feet. That's 50 less feet than the competitor. That's a damn good tire.
Now a word from our sponsor.
Yeah.
You drive in snow? You want just like...
Or just like Kleenex or something like that.
Handkerchiefs company.
Yeah. We're bringing those back.
Hell yeah.
Do you want to get in the front of the line at the coffee shop? Scare off the rest of the guests with this.
Yeah. Do you want to not have to have any human interaction for the rest of your life? Publicly use a handkerchief.
Yeah. Do you want to convey that you have lung cancer in a movie? Cough into this. They always that's always their way of showing someone's sick. And they're like, and it's like a bloody handkerchief. It's never like a napkin. It's always a handkerchief.
Yeah.
Cotton just it shows the blood so much better.
It does.
Yeah.
In fact, in Breaking Bad, I think that's exactly what I think Walt had a handkerchief.
Yeah.
That he was coughing into.
Hey, wait, you ready for the oldest joke in the book for you? They found you, Aqua. They're coming.
Oh, God.
The siren?
Yeah. Aqua, run.
Aqua, run, dude. They're coming.
Every time there's a... I used to, like, hide under my desk and shit and play it up, but now I just been too many times.
That's too old. All right, so now you ready for the final question?
Oh, I thought we did that already.
No. That was a secondary to the last question. The final question is, and I think everybody's been kind of wondering this as well. What have you done for the Black Lives Matter movement?